Well, hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by my channel. And you're probably wondering, what's up with that? Well, we're about to go on a mountain bike ride, and I really enjoy bike riding. I guess my most favorite part of bike riding, actually mountain bike riding, is when we're going down that hill. We're like 900 to 1,000 feet above sea level, so it's really cool flying down the hill. You feel like you can fly. I'm just harvesting a little bit more tomatoes and some green beans today. I have a ton of green beans that I planted, I guess you could say the middle of the summer. And these are tiny green beans, but they are really tasty. And I was kind of thinking this was my final harvest for these particular green beans, which are the dwarf. They're kind of, I call them dwarf because they're kind of small. But I'm seeing some flowers that are still on these green beans, so I may have another picking that I may have to do before it gets too cold. So we'll see. So here's my harvest of green beans for today, and I also harvested some more tomatoes. And I also want to show you my tomatoes. I'm still getting cherry tomatoes this time of the year, and I still have green tomatoes that are coming and growing, and I have a ton of these cherry tomato seeds. So anybody wants some organic cherry tomato seeds, send me a message and I'll send you out some cherry tomato seeds. And if I don't get any more beans, I did plant some dragon tongue beans right here, and I think there's some tongues of fire over there. And I couldn't wait to plant my red okra seeds. So over here I have some red okra that's coming up. Now the directions said to soak the okra in water, I guess 24 hours before you plant it. And this particular row right here, I did not soak. And the reason being is I did soak about 7 seeds just to try them out, and I planted them in another bed, and I only received like 2 seeds that germinated. So I decided just to plant these in the earth, and like every one of the seeds germinated. So I guess it's different results in different environments. So I may not get any red okra, but you never know. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated. Now, I did not plant the New Zealand spinach over in this particular bed. I'm not sure how the seeds came over here, but it must have just, you know, floated in the air or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but we really do like the New Zealand spinach. It's really great. You just pick it and it just comes back more and more. It's a nice perennial. Now my squash is not doing as well as I thought it would do. Actually, it's not doing good at all to me. And I think this is my last time trying to grow squash in this type of environment, in a raised bed environment. What I'm going to do is plant my squash in a more controlled environment. Maybe it's a type of a greenhouse or something like that, because for some odd reason I can't control these little nasty critters. And then some of the squash leaves, they look really lovely, but then you get some that look like that, and I think it's affecting the growth of the squash. Let me show you. See these little squash eggs? I can come out here and smash them, whatever, but for some odd reason they just keep coming back. So this is like a woody area. I mean, there's tons and tons of woods here. So maybe the squash does better in a controlled environment in my particular area. I also wanted to show you my cabbage plants that is doing pretty good. And over here is my mustard greens. My mustard greens are doing really well. We were able to get a harvest a couple of weeks ago. Mustard is a really easy seed to grow. I'm finding you just toss them in the ground and they come up. They don't have a lot of problems of bugs. And my Dinosaur Kale is coming in really nicely, along with my curly kale, and it's doing really well. There's a tomato plant that I told you about in my previous video. I'm just really happy that it's growing so well. And here's those 2, actually, let's see, 3 tomato plants that just came up out of nowhere. I showed you in that previous video as well. And over here I planted some more Swiss chard. my fall garden. So my collards seem to be coming along really well, and I haven't actually got a harvest yet, but maybe in a few weeks or so we'll be able to start harvesting some of our collards. And you can actually eat your collard leaves when they're this small. They're pretty tasty. Yeah, they have a more of a mild flavor when they're this small. But I'm gonna actually let my collards get a little bigger because I actually like to cook my collards slightly with onions. But they are really tasty when they're this small. Pick a few more here. Let my husband taste them. They're really good. Yum. And over in this bed is our New Zealand spinach. Basically, the more you pick, the more you get. The more you get, the more you're gonna pick. It's awesome. We love this New Zealand spinach. And this is some pak choi that I planted. And I guess coming in second place this year for producing are my bell pepper plants. I don't know, I think they're coming in second. I'm gonna see, because these are forever producing. I'm never without bell peppers, and they're continually you see the little baby bell peppers right here? I have a ton of bell peppers. I'm able to freeze some bell peppers. And I've even had to prop up some of my bell pepper plants with a trellis because they're getting really heavy. And I can't forget about my cayenne pepper plants. They are doing really well. And they're still doing really well. Look how big this one is. Some of these right here are the ones I told you about in another video. They're kind of big. Pick another one off here. But most of them are smaller, and they do turn red. There's one right there. And over here are my new okra plants that I planted. And they're already starting to grow okra, as you can see right here. And I decided to plant more okra because if you can remember at the very beginning, I mentioned that I did not like okra. And I guess the winner this year may be these okra plants right here. These are probably about 10 feet tall, I would guess. And I have filled my freezer with so many okra plants. And I have a new appreciation for okra, and honestly, the taste of your own homegrown okra tastes a lot better than the okra that you get in the store, because I never could eat okra before, but now I saute it, I slice it thin, it's delicious. My freezer is full of okra, so and the flowers are so pretty. And I love it when I can see the bees on my flowers. Lets me know they're doing their job. And look at this particular okra. It looks like a tree trunk. Look how thick it is. See how thick that is? It's like really super thick. And my red romaine lettuce is doing great, along with my green leaf lettuce is doing great as well. And here's my backup garden that I mentioned in a prior video. Right here we have some Thai sweet basil growing, and some sunset lettuce here. Then over here we have some crisp mint lettuce coming in. And over here we have some opal basil, and that's really pretty. I love the opal basil. It's very, very pretty, very rich, deep burgundy or burgundy purple type color. And in this raised bed I have some dill coming in right here, and some spinach in these rows, and some chervil over here in this row. And over in this raised bed I have some spinach in the front row, and then back in the back 2 rows are some Swiss chard. And I think way over here in this corner some tiny little strawberry seeds coming in. And my tomato cheaters are doing really well. And my husband said, aren't those called suckers? I'm like, well, yeah, but I like to call them cheaters, okay? That's my little nickname for them. I call them tomato cheaters. And then my parsley's coming in really well. I have some more lettuce over here. And I have some more tomato cheaters or tomato suckers that's doing really well over here. And I wanted to show you my bell pepper plant that I repotted. You know, the first couple of days they looked pretty bad, but now it's doing really good. And this is my hot pepper plant that I dug up and repotted, and it's doing really well also. I want to give a little update on my tree collards. My tree collards seem to be doing pretty good. And I have a few more over here growing. These are growing in my sunroom. Hey guys, so this is why we do it. We're about 750 to 850 feet above sea level up in the mountains. See the beautiful waterfalls? Oh, they're gorgeous. There's my biking partners right there. Hey guys, let's head on back. I have a lot to do on my list today and was able to get a little bit of harvest. Got some bell peppers, some red cherry tomatoes, some green beans, some pak choi, bok choy, and also some Swiss chard, some red romaine lettuce, and some green curly leaf lettuce. Also picked up a little bit of sage. So I'm real happy with my little harvest today. As always, happy gardening and God bless.